How's it going, everyone? This is your Astrology Horoscope for Monday, August 5th, 2024. I'm astrologer Alex Skyles, and welcome to the Moonbase. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you had a great moon over the weekend, a great new moon over the weekend. It was a good vibe overall. Obviously, today, coming in to Monday, this moon in Leo is going to square Uranus. So this is going to activate when Venus squared Uranus, the first time Mercury squared Uranus, which is going to happen 2 more times now that Mercury's retrograde. So it's in Virgo, and then it's going to retrograde back into Leo. So with this Mercury square Uranus coming into this weekend, we can already see. We saw it over the weekend. If you're looking in, the more global mundane things, when we're talking Uranus and Taurus, we're talking crazy financial market, lots of shakeups going on globally right now, especially in the financial market. And of course, a lot of the astrologers, and I said this last week, we've all been saying this, like this, all this Leo energy squaring Uranus is going to be putting so much pressure on the financial system right now. So we're starting to see that. And this moon, will be in Leo, and it will square over to Uranus at 26 degrees. So, and then Venus ingressing into Virgo right before that happens. So now, of course, Venus being the ruling planet of Taurus, and Uranus in the sign of Taurus, and Mercury retrograding back across Venus here this next week. And Venus getting closer, Venus and Mercury are going to pass each other. So, of course, in our lives, there's going to be some big shakeups, and we've had so many moments this year already where it's one punch after another, dodging punches, and punches coming from unexpected places. And, it's been wild. And through all this energy, and of course, this new moon happened before Mercury went retrograde, which was a really great thing. So it's giving us that message of, we're stepping into the second half of the year. We're in the second half of the year now. We're in August. The first half of the year was go time. Now it's we went, and now we're here. Now we're ready for the fucking show. The show is playing out, okay? And that Mars-Uranus conjunction that we had at 26 degrees, that's being lit up by all of this Leo energy. And then, of course, during that Mercury retrograding back across Uranus, that square with Uranus, the sun's going to be there too. So this story is going to keep unfolding over this moon cycle. So by the time we get to the Aquarius full moon, we're really going to see holy shit, things are really changing rapidly. Radical, extreme playouts here. This is it's like the game has started and everybody's preparing their special move. Nobody knows what it is. So there's still more that we have to be ready for here. Even before Pluto goes back into Capricorn. Before September. So August, there's a lot of preparation. There's a lot to be prepared for. There's a battle that's playing out here too. Mars is getting closer to Jupiter, which will square Saturn in the coming next 2 weeks. And it's tightening up. Jupiter's 3 degrees away. Mars is now in the second decan of Gemini. So, so all of this tension, there's a lot of fixed tension and a lot of mutable tension. So it's very conflicting internally. And this new moon in Leo, it's reminding us, we're going through the craziest shit ever. And we still have to play. We still have to love. We still need to express ourselves. We still need to create, and we still need to hold that gratitude for life and for the sun and for all of existence, at least on this planet. Because when we're talking about the astrology, we're talking about Earth's perspective. This isn't a helio chart, which I would love to look at a helio chart on a daily horoscope one day. Actually, it might be relevant to look at here. So, yeah, now that Venus is in Virgo too, so this is like the Venus cleanup. Venus in Virgo is like Venus grabbing a bucket and grabbing a mop and, yeah, the dustpan and the broom, and it's like, let's clean this shit up. Like, there's some things in this relationship that are, too much dust is collected. We need to dust the dust off so we can see it for what it is and remember the value of what that relationship is. But we need to clean some shit up. We need to actually verbalize and communicate how we can, evolve and expand and have better, healthier relationships, and relationships that are based on really helping and serving and supporting one another. And that's what Virgo is all about, is service and support. So, this is going to help bring this cleanup energy into our relationship life and clean out the gunk and the clutter that doesn't need to be there. Of course, with Mercury too, retrograding, it will make its conjunction with Venus. So Mercury is going to be retrograde while it makes its conjunction with Venus. So there's a lot to be said in relationships. There's a lot of things in our relationship life that, haven't been fully understood and been, so a lot of conversations through this Mercury retrograde cycle, because this is what's kicking it off, is that Leo new moon, this Venus-Mercury conjunction. This is the very beginning of this Mercury retrograde. And of course, yeah, today with this moon squaring Uranus, prepare for some emotional rocks, like so emotional shifts, that can really help us expand, and it's so difficult when Uranus is in a fixed sign, and then other planets moving through fixed signs create difficult aspects to Uranus. It's just like, Uranus just wants to do everything it can to push the pressure out and just, send off the lightning, and erupt this volcano. But it's like in this fixed energy, it's just like, how much longer can I just resist and stay? So this moon in Leo is just like, I need to jump the fuck out and just shine my light, and Uranus is just like, I want to move. Like, I really want to. I need help. Uranus and Taurus needs help. It needs support. It doesn't have much support right now. We had a lot of support through May and through Taurus season. Now it's like, the difficulty and the challenges come up, and it's unexpected. Unexpected things come up, Tire goes flat, especially with Mercury retrograde now, and Mars, Jupiter conjunction squaring Saturn. We want to be extra careful on the road. We want to take extra precaution in this time with Mercury retrograding in Virgo, and now the Venus is in Virgo, and Venus will eventually have to deal with Jupiter and Gemini, and of course oppose Saturn and Neptune. So will Mercury after it goes direct here in a month. So this is a cleanup time, but also this is a time to be aware that we're going through one of the most massive collective shifts. Pluto and Aquarius, Uranus. When we're talking about Uranus and Aquarius, we're talking about the collective, and of course with Pluto, the collective unconscious. This is like the collective unconscious bubbling up to the surface, and we're seeing it play out. Astrology made a great point the other day, and I, felt this immediately. As soon as I saw the whole Olympic thing, right? I was like, wow, this is so reminiscent of the French Revolution. And of course, that is dead on the money with Pluto being in Aquarius, because it was Pluto leaving Capricorn and coming into Aquarius. It was, the American Revolution coming to a resolution, at least at that time, and then the French Revolution really kicking off, but without the French, America wouldn't even be here. So, there is this collective unconscious uprising right now that's like revealing itself for us to see, and some of it can be very uncomfortable. And obviously the way people responded to that, some people were very uncomfortable. Some people, embraced it. maybe some people had no idea. Some people have no idea what the fuck's going on. And there's so much going on. This is the most faded, I will say, this 2024 to me is one of the most faded years of the direction of the course of humanity and the collective. I really do believe that. And of course, when planets are at 29 0 degrees, which Neptune is, Pluto is, and this is a very faded moment with these outer planets being at 0 degrees. And of course, right after this new moon, there is this sense of renewal. There is this like revitalization creatively, and that love energy being revitalized. And I like Venus and Virgo. Some people don't. I do. I really do. It's my 5th house. So, and I enjoy it in a way of like, it's not the most romantic or the most, sensual, but at least, of course, Venus and Pisces being exalted. Venus loves to be in Pisces. But, relationships can get a little sticky, a little messy, So when Venus comes into Virgo, it's like, all right, let's reorganize. Let's restructure these things. Let's, do things a little bit healthy. Let's take a more practical route in this relationship. Let's not, like all the fantasy and the hokey pokey about, the idea of what a relationship should be or what a financial situation or creative partnership should look like, because sometimes it doesn't always look that way. And of course, with Venus ingressing right into Virgo today, it's going to make this quincunx to Pluto. So it isn't necessarily what we look like, what you want it to look like. So with Venus coming into Virgo now, right after this new moon, this is a cleanup time. And also like on an unconscious level, like to me what this is saying with Venus making this in conjunct to Pluto, it's like if you want to have better, healthier relationships, like you really have to like make those connections within that unconscious. It is Pluto's in Aquarius. You have to be able to make those connections in that unconscious space and you become more aware of that space to know how, when it does reveal itself in the physical world or show itself in the physical world, at least, you can get somewhat of a grip of understanding how these things play. Some people go to therapy for that kind of thing, We look at the astrology to open up those doors, or even tarot. To me, that's what those things are for me personally, or these windows into the soul and into the conscious and the unconscious. And, it's a reflection, that can really help us make new connections and disconnect things. They disconnect from things that no longer make sense or don't feel right or appropriate, So I really do think it's like, man, there's going to be a whole new energy coming in here with Venus and Virgo. And of course, just off this new moon, like there's a lot of newness that's happening, but there also is a lot of there's a lot of new energy that's pouring through with this new moon that we just had in Venus now in Virgo, which is great. So how I really feel about that is it's like, there's a lot of new energy. There's this great sense of renewal, but with Mercury now retrograde, it's like, it's not necessarily redoing things or going back and, I got to redo that. It's more of like the things that you hold on to that you will persist to keep attempting to do or keep, pushing towards a relationship or keep putting pressure on some person to finally go along with how you want a relationship to look like. I feel like this is really this moment of 2024 where we can actually get a more practical perspective of our relationship life and our financial life and what we've been doing creatively, because there's so much expansion that happened in the first 6 months of 2024. Jupiter, Uranus, all the amazing Taurus aspects we had, that are going to be playing out over the next 12 years. And what we're laying into the foundation of the fabric of reality. Now, it's like Venus will oppose Saturn here in the next few weeks. So it's like, this is going to really, if there's relationships that, are at a standstill or breakup periods. Someone the other day in the studio, we were writing a song and we were like, oh, this song's called Breakup Season. And I was like, that's a cool song. That's a cool name. That's a cool title. So it is. When Venus comes around to oppose Saturn here in just a few moments, it won't be long. Time is just going and going and going. With Saturn retrograde in Pisces, it's like I lose track of time so much easier. Or time isn't even the fact of the matter at the moment, even when it should be sometimes. So it is. It's this is going to help us restructure and reorganize our relationship life and our relationship with ourselves too. Because of course, with this Chiron in Aries, and the moon will trine over to Chiron in Aries, so which I think is beautiful right after this new moon as well. Because the moon's still in Leo, so the new moon vibration of what's going to be carrying out over the next 15, 30 days, once we get to the full moon, before the next new moon, when that moon is still leaving that sign, when it's still within 30 degrees of where that new moon occurred, I still think it's still collecting what this newness is going to be. So, of course, right after this new moon happens, today, this moon will trine Chiron. So it is like being able to identify what those wounds are and being able to identify that healing space that this moon in Leo, making a great positive aspect before it squares over to Uranus. It's like, there is this feeling that's going to come on today where it's just like, if you're feeling a low self-worth or a low vibration, like there is going to be this moment and this opening as the moon's like, shit, I'm about to face off with Uranus here. I don't really know what to expect, but at least we can put some emphasis on opening our heart and finding a better space of healing for us as individuals, to be better creators, to be better beings of light, to be better, in our service and what we provide for other people in the world. And of course, with Venus and Virgo now making its conjunction with Regulus as it comes in, this is a powerful day, and this is a powerful moment of this transition. So today we're really going to start to see and feel the new energy start to pour into our lives. And of course, without its, shocks and surprises from Uranus that this moon is going to make after it makes a trine over to Chiron. So it's a beautiful day. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day because I'm excited. I'm really excited right now. I had a good weekend, intense weekend. Work has been insane the past few weeks. So things are starting to finally, we're getting a lot of shit done. So I'm really excited about all the things and the future. And I hope you guys are as well. And I appreciate everybody being here with me every day doing this. And yeah, let's see what the cards have. We have the Page of Swords reversed. So, when this moon, we were just talking about this moon trining Chiron today. It is with this Page of Swords. It's like, if your self-worth and the perspective that you have of yourself is, oh, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not big enough, I can't do that. Like, that's very Chiron. Like, just being stuck in the victim. This is very much that. It's like, oh, I'm too weak to fight the battle, right? Page of Swords, reversed. I don't have the strength, or I'm not old enough. I'm not tall enough to ride this ride. That's what this card always reminds me of, is when it's reversed. It's like, you may not see it yet. You may not look at yourself and say, like, I am capable. I can do this. I can accomplish this task, this goal. It's if you're seeing yourself in that light, there's a block, there's a cloud. Your vision is clouded. It's not real. It's not true. And that's what that new moon in Leo has been reminding us. It's like we have to fucking, keep that heart open. even through the craziness, even through the intensity, even when shit is not exactly the way we want it to be. Gratitude, acceptance, appreciation has been big lessons through 2024 thus far for me personally, and I know for a lot of us. Gratitude is the way through. And today is one of these days, and this new moon we just went through is one of those moments where we're reminded of that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Monday. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, all that good stuff. All the links to my social media platforms are in the description of this video if you want to find me elsewhere on the internet. And yes, I did cut my hair. So since I've been making videos, it's the first time I've cut my hair. I've always had long hair my whole fucking life. Once a year I cut my hair, so it feels good. So have a wonderful Monday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.